What's it like inside the bubble? Does your head ever give you trouble? It's no sin, trade it in. Hang on, help is on its way. I'll be there as fast as I can.
Hello and welcome to Mr. Peacock's Square Plays of week number 12. Football against the number coming to you live from Midtown Atlanta, folks. Let's talk about last week. I'm enthusiastic. I'm eager to talk about it now. 4-0 on the weekend. You see this hand? This is a hot hand, all right? So excited was Mr. Peacock about the last play in the Florida State-North Carolina game that preserved our cover and almost made us push, that I'm watching the game in a bar with a major femenina. I slapped her hand so hard she recoiled in pain. So excited was Mr. Peacock to start off 1-0. The rest of them weren't quite that dramatic. Syracuse catching 29 points in easy cover. Vanderbilt, Missouri under 39.5 actually was a little dramatic because that game was 21-17 for about a week and a half. Okay, and Vanderbilt had a chance to kick a field goal right there at the end of the thing, a meaningless field goal to everybody except Mr. Peacock, and decided just to keep the ball on the ground and keep the clock running, even on fourth down. Really respected Derek Mason for doing that. I appreciated it. Game number 4, San Diego State at home laying 24 points, 38-3 winner. Mr. Peacock smoking, all right? So we're not quite above 52.5% yet. We're not quite in the black this year, but folks, we are going to get there. We are going to end this college football season profitably. Now, looking at the board this week, and I just didn't see a lot of games that I liked, to be honest with you. It's not a good deck, college football this weekend. And then it occurred to me, I said, hey, you're Mr. fucking Peacock, all right? You find winners like you find a good time. This ain't no problem. No problem at all. With that in mind, with that in mind, we're leaving our plush Midtown Atlanta studios and we're getting on the airplane, folks, and we are flying up to Pennsylvania to State College, where at high noon I like the Penn State Nittany Lions catching 4 points at home against the Michigan Wolverines, folks. Michigan last week off an overtime win, a dramatic, emotional win over Indiana. Michigan with Ohio State on deck next week. Penn State coming off of a bye. Love the Nittanies in this spot. Penn State's been very quietly playing some better football this year. It's senior day in Happy Valley, and it's not going to surprise me one bit at all for Penn State to win this game outright, but I think this is a field goal win at best for Michigan. I love Penn State catching 4 points. Game number 2, Mr. Peacock, why are we going to Hattiesburg, Mississippi? Well, because that's where the money is, all right? Folks, I think this game kicks off at 3:30. If you want to watch it bad enough, you'll find it. I like Southern Miss laying 21 points at home against the Old Dominion Monarchs. Old Dominion, not a good football team. 2-7-1 against the spread. 1-3 ATS on the road. Southern Miss, not a very good football team for a long time. Playing a lot better this year. Cruising this year. Southern Miss 8-2 ATS this season, including 4-1 at home. Southern Miss is off of a real easy win last weekend against the Rice Owls, and I think Southern Miss, when you're a program like them that's had some struggles for a couple of years and now you're playing well, you really get rolling. You really keep those good vibes going. And I look for that to continue on Saturday afternoon down in Southern Mississippi. Take the Golden Eagles minus 21. Game number 3, we're going to Columbia, Missouri. Folks have been there. Where? At 7:15, I think. This is sometime after 7 p.m. Eastern. I like the Missouri Tigers catching 8 points at home against the Tennessee Volunteers, folks. Tennessee is the only team in the SEC East to have failed to beat Missouri at least one time since Missouri entered the conference in 2012. That's kind of hard to believe. Missouri and Kentucky both beaten. Vanderbilt and Kentucky have both beaten Missouri. Tennessee has not. This is the home finale for Gary Pinkel, and I think Tennessee is going to be. Let me start over. This is the home finale for Gary Pinkel, and I think that Missouri is going to be playing out of their shirts for this game. I really do. Missouri's defense is good enough to keep them in it anyway. Tennessee, other than their one showing at Alabama, really has not impressed me a great deal on the road this year. Tennessee really, honestly, hadn't impressed me a whole lot at home this year either, just being candid about it. I think that Missouri's going to play their A game. I think they're going to play their best game of the year. It's not going to surprise me one bit to see them beat Tennessee, but I think they're definitely going to play it closer than 8 points. Missouri, again, 3-0 straight up and 3-0 against the spread. versus the Tennessee Volunteers over the last 3 seasons. Game number 4, we're going to the west end of Nashville, Tennessee, folks, and I will articulate this one better. I think this is a 7-15-30 kick, somewhere around in there. I like the Vanderbilt Commodores catching 7 points at home against Texas A&M. My, how the mighty have fallen. Texas A&M was my preseason pick to win the SEC West. It's not going to happen. Texas A&M's last trip outside of the state of Texas did not go very well for them. This one's not going to go very well either. Difference is we missed on that one when A&M went up to Oxford. We're not missing on this one. Folks, Vanderbilt is very quietly playing some better football. Are they a good team? No. I didn't say they were. They're a very good defensive team, though, is Vanderbilt. And they are playing better on offense. Okay? Vanderbilt's bowl hopes are still alive, believe it or not. And Texas A&M is just not playing with a whole lot of confidence right now either. The last 2 or 3 years under Sumlin, they've really kind of surged in November and played some good football. That's not happening this year, and I think that A&M is very vulnerable. It's not going to surprise me to see Vanderbilt win this game outright, but as good as Vandy's defense is, I love the Doors catching 7 points at home on Saturday night. So turning now to our mailbag. This week's letter comes to us from Dennis from Tucson, Arizona. Dennis writes, "How do you sleep at night?" Well, Dennis, I'm asked that question a lot, as you might imagine. And my response to you and to anybody else who asks it, the good, clean, clear conscience. That's how. Real quickly, to recap, we're getting the ball rolling early. High noon, we like the Penn State Nittany Lions catching 4 points against Michigan. We like the Southern Miss Golden Eagles laying 21 points at home against Old Dominion. That's not even a state, Old Dominion. Game number 3, we like the Missouri Tigers catching 8 points at home against Tennessee. In game number 4, we like the Vanderbilt Commodores catching 7 points at home against Texas A&M. So I wish you the best of luck. Folks, you only get to see me 2 more times this season. Next week and the week after that. And next week, I will be coming here on Wednesday in advance of Thanksgiving. So I'm sure you're probably looking more forward to that than I am, but I'll see you next Wednesday. Fuck face.